Welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson we're going to look at motion within chords, and the opening riff I played is a prime example of that. So I'd like to go over some very concrete examples that will make you think about not just playing a chord as is, but sort of moving the notes around as you play it. We're going to look at a few case studies, and that will hopefully motivate you and give you some ideas. So let's start with the first example I played. So what I was playing here is really a C major chord, and you can do this with any major chord. So it's the first inversion of the C major, and I'm going to, now here I'm playing E, G, and C in my right hand. I'm going to take this E, play it down here, and then after I play the chord itself, I'm going to move down half a step, then another half step, and then a full tone in the left hand and just a semitone in the right hand. So the motion is G, F sharp, F, E in the right hand, and E, E flat, D, C. You can do the same thing going up, so you can start with this form and then just climb up. Now you can of course make this more complicated, just like the riff I played at the beginning, where you add motion as well. We're not going to look into that sort of complications in this particular video. Let's look at a few other examples, and let's focus on the C major chord. So here's the C major chord again. I'm playing a C and a G in the left hand and an E and a C in the right hand. And I'm going to move again, but this time I'm going to move up. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving from G to A to B flat, then back down to A into G, and in the right hand I'm moving from E to F to G, then back down to F and to E. I also have this sort of hammer-on where instead of just playing this, I'm hammering on just like a guitar player would from a lower note. So I'm quickly playing F and G. So I'm hitting F, C in the right hand, but then quickly switching to G. And this is a nice technique to have just in general. It doesn't have to do anything with the particular topic of this video. Let's look at another motion. We can use not the dominant 7, not the B flat, but the B instead of the B flat in the C chord. So there are two options, and which one you choose will of course depend on the kind of song you're playing. If it's a blues song, then probably you'll go for the dominant 7th. If it's just a ballad, you might go for the major 7. And you can keep going down. On the scale. So really the motion is, and this is really sixth, an interval of a sixth. That's really the motion that's going on here. Let's look at another example. Let's start with, this is a C dominant 7. So I'm playing a C and a B flat, and then in the right hand a G and a C. And I'm going to do a chromatic, just going to go down chromatically with these two notes. So I'm going through through a few chords here. So this is a C dominant 7, followed by a D dominant 7th, F minor, and then just a C major chord. So contrast this with Let's look at another example, which involves some chord motion or chord transitions within the chord itself. So let's start with, let's say, again, a C major chord, and so what I've done here is start from A in the, so I'm keeping this double C in the right hand, and I'm starting from A in the right hand and F sharp in the left hand, and I'm slowly working my way down. So this is a D dominant 7th, F minor, back to a C, C minor, D dominant 7th, this is a G dominant 7 sus4, so you see, you can create this motion within chords, or you can start thinking about when you hit a chord, how can you move just chromatically, or maybe a step in each step along the way, so either a semitone or a tone, to make the chord itself more interesting, or to sort of create motion within the chord. And this can even take you and give you ideas for completely different chord progressions, just like we've done here, where we've gone so this is all sort of very subtle chromatic or whole tone motion within the C major chord. Let's put all of this together in a small, well, I won't call it a piece, but a small chord progression, so you can see maybe how to implement this sort of thing in practice. So I've taken boring chords like C and G and F and made them a bit more interesting, gave them motion as I played them. I hope that gave you some ideas on how to expand your own progressions, and I'll see you next time.